Hey guys. Okay. Oh my gosh. So it's been a hot minute since I've made any kind of videos. There's been a lot going on. Thankfully I am back at my work now, part-time, and I just haven't made any videos or anything. It's just been a lot going on. But I just decided just to make this video right now alone in my car. I'm really tired, so I know if I wait until I get home and I sit down, it's not going to happen because I'm probably going to fall asleep. I'm really tired. Anyway, so I want to make this now, and there's some things that I want to talk about because I think it's important, and things that is so I've been on prep now for my bodybuilding competitions coming up in October, which is about 10 weeks now-ish. I don't know, because of COVID, I don't know if they're going to get canceled or not. I mean, if they do get canceled, I'm fine with that. I'm still doing what I would already be doing. Still reaching my goals, and I have a plan. I have plans. So anyways, so I have been on prep since like the beginning of quarantine, so like 4 months now, which is a really long time to be on prep. Typically in like your normal situation, I wouldn't be on prep for that long, or I would not have 10 weeks left. But it has gone really well. I have lost 9 pounds now, in 4 months, which for me, itty bitty me, at 5 foot, or 5'1", that's a lot of weight to lose. And I have noticed a little bit of, like, some days I can't lift as much, which is totally normal. But I mean, all in all, I have really worked my freaking butt off during this quarantine. And I've actually noticed strength gains since I've gotten back into working out in a gym. And yes, it is possible to do that. Just because, you're away, without lifting those heavy weights, that doesn't necessarily always mean that you're going to lose your strength gains. I mean, maybe a little bit, but it depends on how you use the time when you're off. Just doing normal, like, body weight exercises, the majority of people do them wrong, and there's so many difficult workouts that you can do to gain strength just by using your body weight. But anyways, that's not the point of the video, but the point is a lot of people have commented and told me either on social media or in person of like, like, dang girl, like, you look so good. How do you stay how do you stay motivated, or how do you stay consistent, by continuing on or doing things at home, staying on the course, just during this lockdown, having minimal equipment and all of that. And this can kind of go into this does go into a broader topic. It's, for one, I want it really bad. Like, my fitness goals, that is my priority number one. And so I'm going to do anything it takes for me to get there. And if you guys have watched like my previous videos in the past, kind of when I shared my story, which was really long, but when I shared my story of how I got to be where I am now and why I got into bodybuilding and training, that is my everything. And it's got me to where I'm at now, and it's sustained me, and it means everything to me in the world. Now, that's not to say that I don't have days where I don't want to work out. I have a lot of days like that, especially when I'm really tired and I'm lost a lot of weight for me, for someone my size, and I'm tired and drained and depleted. And not to mention the fact that, you know, being in a calorie deficit for a long time really does take a toll on you. I am doing things healthy, but like I haven't done any major crash dieting or anything. Like I know what I'm doing as far as my diet. Like I feel great in my body. It's just it gets exhausting after a while. But anyways, back to my point was, you know, when people have asked me like, oh, I could never do that, or, you know, I have kids, or like, I couldn't ever find that motivation. And it's funny because, and I might offend some people when I say that, when I say this, but I'm going to say it anyways because there's so much truth in it, and I'm living, walking proof of this, is when you want something bad enough, you're going to make it happen. It doesn't matter what the circumstances are in your life, you will make it happen. And I hear people all the time saying, oh, I don't have the motivation to do X, Y, or Z, or like, I really want this, but like, there's always that but. And when it comes to fulfilling and being successful and going really anywhere, or when it comes to, if you have a big goal, there are no buts. You just do it. And I hear it all the time. And, you know, I mean, the whole, I have children, so I don't have time to work out. That is an excuse, my friend. I'm sorry, but it's an excuse. You will find time. If that's something that you really want, you will find time to make it happen. And not that I have children of my own, but I personally know female Olympic bikini bodybuilders that have 3 plus children that are all under the ages of 16 that have made it to the Olympic stage and made it to the Olympia. Okay, the amount of dedication that it takes to get there is incredible. I mean, honestly, I don't know how they would do that, but they did it. And that, again, that goes back to my point of, when you want something bad enough, you make it happen, regardless of your life circumstances. So that is one thing that I've heard a lot recently. The other thing is, oh, I'm too poor to eat healthy. Or I have a big family, so we can't eat healthy. Again, my friend, I don't know if where you shop, or I don't know where you're doing your shopping at, but I mean, it costs $4 to get a carton of egg whites. Like $2 a bag of frozen vegetables. It takes effort to eat healthy, and maybe in the long scheme of things, buying organic foods on a regular basis will be more expensive versus like a $2 Big Mac from McDonald's, but there's still healthy options that are very reasonably priced. And listen to me when I say this, I was broke. This is something that I can vouch for 120%, because when I lived in my first apartment, I made $900 a month. My rent was $850. I had $50 for gas and groceries. And every month that I had to take out of my pocket from money that I saved up in my earlier teenage years. But I was on bodybuilding prep during that time. And I ate healthy and I worked my ass off. And I did it. I was very successful. So I hate it when I hear people talk about how they're too poor to eat healthy, because when your rent is $850 a month and you only make $900 a month, that's poor. So again, like, I'm not trying to create beef, or I'm not purposefully trying to offend anyone, because I understand, I've been there, but it's just a fact that people live in excuses. It's like, get your head out of your butt and go after your freaking goals. Don't let things get in your way. It drives me crazy when I hear people make excuses. And a lot of times I don't think that people realize that they are making excuses. It's just that working out to the level of being in a competition lean, it's incredibly draining and difficult. And there's a saying that I love is, if it was easy, then everyone would do it. No, it takes a ton of sacrifice, a ton of effort, a ton of time. And it's hard. It's very hard, but for me personally, it's totally worth every tear, every penny, every drop of sweat. It's worth it, you know? And I guess I just have such a hard time. It's just with me and my personality. I have a really hard time with excuses because, you know, I understand that, you know, it's not for everyone. And I'm not even just talking about competing, because that definitely is not for everyone. And I would not even recommend people doing that. You know, if I was coaching someone, I would never in a million years ever give another person the diet that I'm on, because it's so restrictive. But when you want it bad enough and you have that mindset to compete, then I absolutely would. But, you know, it's not for everyone. I just don't like it when people use excuses to prevent them from reaching their goals. And when I say I don't like it, it's not coming from a judgmental point of view. It's just I don't like it because it makes me sad for them, because they're missing out on the incredible benefits of being healthier and happier, and, you know, just in reference to food, just feeling better in their body, and then you have more energy. It's a compounded issue. You know, and then the other thing that people have told me is I can never be, you know, or they ask me, how do you stay so motivated? Okay, well, this is the other thing. There is no such thing as motivation. There is to a certain level, but motivation is a feeling. It starts with a feeling and it ends with a feeling. You cannot base your success or your actions on a daily basis based on how motivated you feel. You will never be successful if you base your productivity levels off of motivation. It all comes down to determination. And in fact, there have been more days where I am unmotivated and I don't want to work out, but it's the determination of having that end goal that that is my motivator. It's not how I feel. It's you have to learn how to push past that threshold and push past the times that you are extremely exhausted from your work schedule, from your kids, from anything that drains you. You have to learn how to push past that threshold and still be successful. And I cannot stress that enough. Your success in life and your success by reaching your goals is purely driven off of the determination that you have. And there's a guy that I love listening to. His name is David Goggins. If you don't know who he is, I would recommend you look him up. Really amazing testimony and story. But he basically said, do something every day that sucks. Because once you push yourself past that threshold, your body adapts and you not only grow physically, but you also grow mentally. That's how we grow, is by putting ourselves in situations and doing things that we don't feel like doing or that we don't want to do. And again, if you base your everything that you do off of, am I feeling motivated today, or do I feel like taking a rest day and just, sitting on my butt and watching Netflix? Yeah, you can definitely do that, but it's not going to give you the success that you want. And it's so incredibly crucial and so incredibly important to put your body and your mind in different situations so you don't get comfortable, because that's the other downfall, is that no one likes to be uncomfortable. And anyway, so that's just basically what he said, but I would definitely recommend you give it a listen and look him up. But yeah, if you base your success off of, sorry, that guy is distracting me. Keeps walking by my car. Anyways, if you base your success off of by how you feel, whether you feel motivated or not, you're never going to get there. You're never going to accomplish your goals. It's all about consistency, and it's all about consistency. And a lot of people just don't want to put in the work. Or people want to see results quickly and it takes a long time, and they don't want to be patient enough. People give up way too fast. That's another downfall or another pattern, I guess, not downfall, because anyways, that's another pattern that I see a lot in people. But yeah, so those things have really been eating at me a lot lately, just with comments that people have been making. And they're not like bad. Like, I understand where everyone's coming from, but it's just a mentality that I see patterns of that prevent people from reaching to their fullest potential. And I would love it. I would love to see, for other people's benefit, to kind of break those patterns and break that mentality. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what has been on my mind. And yeah, so if you have something, regardless of what your circumstances are in your life, regardless of how hopeless things seem, or how poor you are, or how busy you are with your kids, what you want is still very possible. It's just, how bad do you want it? So I cannot stress that enough, and it's just something that you just have to set your mind to. But the last thing I'm just going to say is one of my favorite quotes is, when there's a will, there's a way. And I've always loved that because there's so much truth in it. And yeah, so don't ever give up on your dreams, and just go after what you want. It's so important.